All right, let's take you to this shot. This is from last night. It's from the Bureau of Land Management. They got a camera on their equipment up at the top of STEENS Mountain in southeast Oregon. It's high. It's about 10,000 feet. Well, look at the ice, and there's snow on the background too, so it won't be long before the snow levels are descending. But not yet. We still have some summer-like weather to get through over the next few days. We had low clouds in the Umpqua Basin, parts of the Willamette Valley this morning, and then up to Columbia just a bit. But that was it. There's really not a lot of cloud cover in Oregon. More in Washington, even a few sprinkles along the Olympic Peninsula with this weak weather system that we knew would at least increase the onshore flow, cool us down a little bit. But we didn't have the low clouds this morning. Just a beautiful first full day of fall. And it doesn't really change. Well, it changes in that it's going to get warmer, but we keep the generally clear sky for several days to come. Now, here's FUTURECAST. What's interesting is you see this little kind of circulation center of scattered high clouds here. There's a weak upper level disturbance that's going to form right in the middle of what would otherwise be a big area of high pressure. It won't be strong enough to bring us any showers and barely any clouds, but it's there and it'll help to keep the edge off the temperatures for a couple of days. Then as we go into next week, we begin to see the onshore flow increase. Notice the morning clouds beginning to seep in, or the low clouds beginning to push into the valley Tuesday night, and rain offshore Tuesday night. Could that be our first big fall rain? Probably not. Most of that is going to weaken and then push north. Speaking of pushing north, and yes, it's weakening, but it's still strong. This is a hurricane making landfall in Nova Scotia, Canada. Yes, a hurricane. They do that. Now, the waters out here are too cold to make a hurricane grow or get stronger or sustain it. But when they're strong storms and they're big and they accelerate northward rapidly, they're still hurricanes when they make landfall in places like Nova Scotia. And that's exactly what Fiona is doing. It'll be one of the strongest storms, if not the strongest storm to ever make landfall in Atlantic Canada, the strongest tropical storms. Speaking of tropical storms, here's another one. Right now, it is just tropical depression number 9, but all of the guidance says this is going to develop into a hurricane and become Hurricane Ian. The question is, where will future Ian go? I call it future Ian because right now it's still tropical depression. But look, it's going to become a tropical storm, then a Category 1 hurricane south of Cuba. And right now, the latest guidance envelope taking it up to the west coast of Florida, perhaps between Fort Myers and Tampa, St. Pete. So that would be about Monday or so. So this will be a big deal because most of the guidance is taking it in this general area here. Some of the outliers taking it farther west out towards New Orleans. Some of the others taking it off the east coast of Florida, but more than likely this will slip up into the extreme eastern Gulf of Mexico and the west side of Florida as we go into early next week. So we'll be keeping our eyes on what is likely to become Ian by tomorrow. Portland right now, though, anything but humid. It's 75 degrees. Humidity is only 40%. Just a beautiful, beautiful Friday evening. On the coast, there'll be a few sprinkles maybe from the drizzle. Otherwise, just a partly sunny to mostly sunny day tomorrow. For the valleys, it's going to be clear. Our weekend will be mainly sunny, scattered high clouds, and about 81 tomorrow. We'll go 85 on Sunday. Monday is the warmest day. Going to stick with 87, but a few locations in the valley could see 90. We've hit 90 as late as this. In fact, we've hit 90 as late as October 5th. That was back in 1980. And then it cools off dramatically on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Got a few showers in there Thursday, David, but nothing major at this point.